wanted to also get your thoughts on the phenomenon known as a SPAC or blank check company. We're seeing obviously hundreds of these things with some prominent names attached to them and lots of companies rushing into their arms right now. Does it make sense to you?
Well, it's like everything else. If done well, it's a very effective transaction. It's one of the few times where the quote unquote buyer is got enormous power. In other words, if you're a buyer of an IPO SPAC, you basically, the worst thing that can happen is you get your money back and the cost to carry. The best thing that can happen is that they make a very attractive deal, and then you have a decision to make as to whether you want to play or not. Now, as in every other case, and in the speculative environment we're talking about, you've had a number of these SPACs done with, making money, going to the moon, and I saw one the other day on electric charging stations. One or the other, they're just, no positive cash flow till 2024. This is ramp speculation again, and very much like the dotcom boom. On the other hand, there are other deals that have been made where, in effect, they've used the SPAC in lieu of going public, and been able to, take comfort from the fact that they were dealing with someone who had the money.
Sam, here's my question about rampant speculation, and I don't disagree with you. The question, of course, is always the timing of when, in fact, the music stops. And I think we all remember when Alan Greenspan very presently said that there was irrational exuberance in the market. But what was that? That was in 96, 97. And, of course, it then went on for 3 or 4 more years. And so what do you think would be the tipping point?
Boy, if I knew the answer to that, I'd be rich. But the answer is that
you are, Sam.
Oftentimes, it's unknown things. It's maybe an international crisis with Iran. Maybe a much more difficult, interrelationship with China. In the same manner, we now have house prices that are higher than in 2007. That in some degree cracks. Interest rates go to 3%, not to 10%, but to 3%. And it changes the bottom line on everything that's going on. So there's I can't come up with, which action or which event will trigger a change, but I know, unfortunately, I'm almost 80 years old, and I've watched, repetitive examples of, unbridled optimism followed by unbridled pessimism, and then a balance back to the center.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.